Well, I guess it's time to get into it. It's clearly been a minute, so there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, let's do this. Take 68. What's good, peacemakers? Welcome back to another episode of the Piece for Peace Crafting Podcast. I'm Michael, and this is my corner of the YouTube universe. If you would like to follow me on other social medias, you can do so by following me over on Instagram and Threads at Piece4PeaceCrafting, on Ravelry as Piece4PeaceCraft. And if you are into music, you can follow along the playlist that goes with this podcast at Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast playlist over on Spotify. Everyone, what is good? I've been gone so long that I've grown an entire beard, and I'm so happy to be back with all of you. I don't even know where to begin. So for those that don't like a little story time, you can fast forward. Maybe I'll do this. And you'll, a little jazz hand, and you'll know that that's when I'm going to start talking about the knitting. But I thought I would catch everyone up since it has been a little over a month since the last time I recorded. So things in my world have been, oh, also, let me also say this. Welcome to the new subscribers, and if you're returning, you already know what's up. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you enjoy the content, please feel free to do all that fun YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe. It costs nothing to you, but it does get these videos in the YouTube algorithm, yada, yada, yada. All right, so it's been a little bit over a month. Things have been really crazy in my world. It seems like every weekend that I was going to record, something new and crazy happened. So life has been really busy. The summer for me gets a little bit chaotic. I run a summer program, a dance program, and that ended up taking, which I don't know why it was different this year. Anyway, ended up taking a lot more of my energy. For some of the weekends, I had family come into town last minute. Another weekend I was supposed to record. And then the last episode should have come out 2 weeks ago, but I got sick and was laid up in bed for 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been a little bit rough. But within that time, there were a number of bright spots. I got to go see Beyonce, which was really awesome. She played 2 nights here in Chicago, and I may have gone to both nights because I didn't want to miss anything, just in case. And that was really, really dope. Yeah, so much fun. I got to hang out with my sis another weekend, which was really cool because she doesn't live here. And yeah, celebrated like people's birthdays and doing all the fun summer things. Like, the weather's been a little bit hit or miss, but the days where it's been really nice, it has been wonderful. Heading back over to the lake and taking our morning dips. So myself and my roommates taking our morning dips before we start work, which has been really awesome. I will say I got some knitting done before I got sick, and then once I got sick, I was like maybe 2 rows a day. It just, like, I didn't have the energy. Yeah, I was tired. Whatever. I'm glad I'm better. I'm glad I can be back with all of you. I feel like it's been forever and a day, and it kind of sort of has. Yeah. I think that's kind of it. I mean, I think that's kind of it. All right, so now that we're all caught up, And we're wasting no time. Let's get into, yeah, what I've been working on. Oh, for the people that fast forwarded, I forgot. Hear those jazz hands? Great. All right, and now that you're back too, let's get into some things that I have been working on. So I have 3 finished objects and 3, this is 3 now. I have 3 finished objects and 3 works in progress. Yeah, it's kind of 2 of the same on both ends, and then a little something that's fun and different. So let's start with, oh my gosh, I feel very out of practice, if I'm being completely honest. Let's start with this. All right, so first FO, which I still need to snip the ends and weave in a couple ends, but like that's probably what I'm gonna do while I'm putting this video together and getting it ready to go up online. So I told you all in the last episode that I was working on a sample knit for some friends for Les Garzon and in some of their yarn. And this is the Almue shawl by Camilla Vaude. Oh, don't. Wonderful. And here's how that turned. Oh, let me show the yarn first. So this is all the things are inside of the, it's okay, I can take one out and figure it out. So this is all on the British Sport, or on their British Sport, and that is, I really don't want to take this out. All right, so it's 7, this is ridiculous. This is 75 BFL, 25 Massam wool. It's a non-super wash. And so the colors, here I can do this. Oh, here's my swatch, if you all remember. I need to snip the ends on this too. So the colors that I have left in this, don't fall, that I have left in this box are, this one is Abador's Water, Edith's Butler, Minnie's Wheat. I love this color so much. This was a neutral, or just like a natural wool. And then this one was Lorianne Sage Advice, I believe. So those 5 were used to, I think I still have a marker in from the last episode, actually. 1 second. It's really big. Yeah, so the last time you saw it, it was here. So I'd started it and gotten to here, and now, what? It's beautiful. So this is a garter shawl. Put it on for you. Hopefully I won't hit the microphone too much. So this is a garter shawl with some wonderful eyelet rows just to break things up. Yeah, this was a lovely knit, super fast, really, oh, I'm not gonna be able to wear this, is way too hot for all that. Really fun knit, who doesn't love a garter stitch? And with the little lace rows, it really did break up some of just the going back and forth, provided you with a little bit of interest. As you all saw, I had some of all of the colors left over from doing this. This was knit on a US 6, so that is, someone that's smarter than me will know. 4mm needle. Yeah, I started this and then was working on it and got sick, and then felt really bad that I wasn't working on, well, I didn't work on anything. And so once I started feeling better, it was nice to sort of get in the habit of getting back into just like the craftiness of all the things, right? You do start off at the, oh my gosh, at the smaller end. Where was it? Yeah, so you just start here, and then the shawl just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. The wool was fantastic to work with. I have a few projects that are using the same blend, so that BFL and Massam together, and it just is really nice to work with. It's really soft, and well, this is garter, so it's super squishy, but it still has that like rustic feel to it that I really like. And then I feel like, well, it's not, maybe it is just me, and maybe, but I feel like a few other people that I watch here on YouTube have been talking about this as well, but really starting to find their way of getting more and more into those more rustic-y, non-superwash wools. And I thought that this was a wonderful yarn to work with, and I'm super excited for the other projects that I have that are using it. It's definitely gonna be up there in my things that I want to look back to and like use again, just because it was so lovely to work with. So just the ends need to be, it smells so sheepy too. The ends just need to be snipped on this, and the two ends from where I started and finished it need to be woven in, and then this will be popped into the mail. I think the colors are absolutely beautiful. Not that I had a say in what colors they were gonna be or I was gonna use, but I do think that they look really lovely together, and yeah, it made for a really lovely shawl. I mean, it's beautiful, and I kind of wouldn't mind having one for myself. You know, it's just like, it was really easy, super memorizable. Yeah, easy to memorize. the pattern repeat, and I don't know, I like a triangle shawl just to like wrap it around, tuck it in my coat for the winter time. It gets really cold here, just to keep warm. And I think having something like that feels like this would be really nice to just have wrapped around your neck. If you haven't knit a shawl before, you're just looking for an easy pattern, I would definitely check out this Almue, I think that's how you pronounce it, shawl. Very TV friendly, and once I picked it back up and really got going with it, it just like flew. And then, like many of you probably too, once I knew that I was nearing the end, I get really hyper focused on just like working on one thing. And so once I got to that point within the shawl, it was just like go, 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 go. I'm gonna stay up maybe till midnight, 12:30, working on it just so I can try to finish it as quickly as possible, because I wanted it to be off the needles. And with it being a size 6 and I needed those for something else, yeah, I really wanted to finish that project so that I could start something else. All right, so that's thing 1. Thing 2, oh, I want to do this in this order. So I can't remember actually. I think the last time we were together, yeah, I want to say I just started these, and oh shucks, now I dropped something. And now they're done. And I love them. So I showed you all last time that I was working on a pair of socks using why is everything escaping me today? Oh, using fiber punk yarn. So these are the Goth Pride, or this is the Goth Pride colorway. Ooh, they're just a fun rainbow pattern, or the rainbow pride flag with the black stripes in between all of the colors, breaking them up. These do match, which is super fun, even the heels. So as always for my socks, I do them toe up, do a Turkish cast on to start with 14 wraps, do my increases, do my foot till it's about 7 3/4 of an inch, and then I mark where I'm going to put my heels, keep knitting until I'm almost done with the yarn. And so for these, I ended up finishing on the orange and then did my bind off with the black. yeah, I do all my socks on a US 1. Really love these. If you've been here for a while, you know how much I stan Fiberpunk yarn. It's really great. I actually had a friend come over. Her and my roommate, their birthdays are really close together, and so they had like a joint birthday thing. She's also a crafter, so she came over. She came into our craft room, Magic the Gathering room, our like second bedroom, and I was like, go through, pick whatever you want, and she actually took a skein of my Fiberpunk. She was like, oh, I do toe up socks, but I haven't made a knit in a while, and she's never used self-striping. I was like, please take it. Like, I would love for you to have a pair of self-striping socks and using yarn that I absolutely love. So I'm super excited about these. I'm glad that they are completed and off the needles. And I haven't worn them yet because I was waiting to show them to you all. So that is pair 1. Excited that now I can wear those on my feetsies. All right, and then like I said, this is 2 of the same. So I started another pair of socks in the time that I was not with you all. And completed those as well. Maybe I showed this yarn. I don't even remember. You all, my memory is gone. So these are we're in August. So these were the July, I think I did show maybe the skein of yarn. I don't remember. Anyway, these are the July Mystery Yarn Club color from Woolens And Nosh. I make socks with mine. You could literally make whatever you want, but these are those. What? And this colorway was called I Read Banned Books. So it came with the 9010 Targhee nylon full skein, and then the neutral was the mini that came along with it. And so I made these the same way as the ones that I just showed you. US 1, toe up, started with the mini, and then just joined exactly where there was a color change on the same ones or on the same thing, and then continued going up, so they also match. Love that. And then got to the end, and I knew I wanted to end on the color that I started with, and I was unsure if I was gonna have enough. I think in the last episode I talked about how I could do the heels, toes, and cuffs for my socks with a mini, or at least part of the cuff with a mini. And when I weighed it, it was a little bit less than like one that I had before. And so I bound off just doing the bind off only in the mini. And then I went back and did my heel, which I don't think that I will do that again, because once I finished my heel, I realized that I had enough left to like at least get a couple rounds in. So the top portion of the socks would have been just had a little bit more white on them. Not that I mind the way that these look. I think it's still really neat and really clean. But like I just, you know, like most of us, we want to use up as much of the yarn as possible. And now I just have like a little nugget of some of this mini left, which is fine. It will go into something or be used for something. These I did a little bit longer because of the club. I like to use as much of the skein as I possibly can, but super autumnal vibes, which is really fun, especially since everyone's getting into pumpkin spice whatever season already. Yeah, I think this color was awesome. It's beautiful. I know I said it before, and I'll just keep saying it. I love being a part of this mystery club. I think the colors that have come so far I've really loved, and it's nice, you know, every month to get a fun little surprise that you don't know what it is in the mail. Good times. So that was my second pair of socks. All right, so that's it for FOs, let's talk about a couple of things that I've been working on, shall we? Okay, so again, two of the same. I don't know what I was thinking when I did this, but here we are. So this week I had to do a training and knew that I was going to be sitting for a while. And I just finished the Woolens And Nosh socks. And so I was like running out of the house. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to need something, especially because I know that I'm going to be sitting for a while. So I just went into Stash and I grabbed 2 50-gram balls of this KnitPicks Felici and Solstice. And this is 25 superwash merino wool or 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. Yeah, so I grabbed 2 of these and thought that I would start another pair of socks while I was in this training, which was fun. And so I didn't get, oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening. I didn't get too far on them, but they're starting to be knit up. So do I need to go through the spiel again? No. These are toe up as well. They're gonna match also. I don't really care if my socks match, but the past few pair and then something else that I'm going to show you, they all match, and so that's fun. Like when it happens, sweet. If it doesn't, it's all good. So yeah, black, a little, what is that? Like a magenta-y red, yellow, and then I think there's a gray, a dark gray, light gray that comes in. Yeah, these are fun. They're just like, you know, socks are kind of mindless at this point for me. And so it was nice to just have something that I could throw in my bag and then know that I could pay attention but not pay attention to them while I was actually paying attention to what was going on in the room. And so, yeah, it's really funny too, working with the Woolens And Nosh yarn, that Targhee base is a little plumper than the KnitPicks Felici is. So just coming off the back of finishing those socks and then going back to this yarn where it's a little bit thinner, I was like, oh, whoa, right, like just the feel of it was a little bit different. It makes for a slightly thinner sock. I mean, that's fine. But I did notice, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel like as compact as those other ones do, which, you know, we all need different kinds of socks for different kinds of weather. So these are the KnitPicks Felici Solstice socks. I think I just have one more set, because I do 2 balls of the 50 grams to make my socks. And I think I only have one more colorway of Felici left in Stash. And I don't think that they're coming out with new colors for that, so that's kind of sad, but also kind of wild that I only have one left. I feel like I've knit a bunch of Felici socks in the past. These are living in one of my beautiful sister bags. I can't remember where I got this one, but it's got little mushrooms on it, and you all know how I feel about beautiful sister. I love their bags, and this one's great. All right, second pair of socks that I'm working on. Now this, I will say, if you are, if you're like in the Woolens And Nosh mystery yarn club and you have not gotten yours yet, now would be the time to just skim forward a little bit. If you don't want to see them, if you don't care, then continue continue watching. So these are, again, this is Woolens And Nosh, and this is the Mystery Yarn Club, and this is the club for August. And these are called Glow Bug. Again, this is on the Superwash Targhee fingering, so it's a 90-10 Targhee nylon. And it's a 3-ply, and it's about 400 and 11 yards for 100 grams. So when was that? Today's Saturday. So Thursday, I got these in the mail and caked it up because I'm like that. And while I was on Zoom with some friends, having like a knit night on Thursdays that we have, I hadn't seen them in forever, so it was nice to finally like feel better, be in a space where like I was actually like free and able to do it. And yeah, it's always lovely getting to hang out with them and just like, yeah, get together with friends. So I started these while I was in that little Zoom. And so here's what the, excuse me, what it looks like caked up. So again, this is Glow Bug. This is the Woolens And Nosh Mystery Yarn Club. And for most of my socks that are self-striping that just come in like a single skein, when I go to cake it up, I cake it up into one ball, and then whatever color it starts with, let's say it starts with purple, like that's the end as I'm winding it. And then once I have it in a cake, I'll set it on a scale, and then I will rewind it and, you know, try to memorize not memorize, but like notice where the colors change as I'm rewinding it, and so that it starts with that initial color that I started with. So if I started with purple, I try to go to half of whatever it is. So if it's 100 grams, I'm trying to get to 50-ish. That also depends on where the colors break. And then once I get to that initial starting color, I'll snip it so that then when I go to recake that one again, both of them are starting with the same color. So with that being said, I caked this up, and yeah, I started working on these, and I'm loving it so far. So I've only done one repeat. So again, now's your time to look away. I've only done one repeat. Oh my God, I love them. And they're so fun. This little like highlightery yellow with in between the two thinner white stripes, I'm living for. Yeah, they're so fun. Love, love, love. Again, this yarn is a little more plump, so this is like a nice dense sock. And I'm so excited to continue working on these. So this one came with this like charcoal mini. So I'll do the toes and heels, and I think this time around I'm going to get to where I want to stop the sock. So like start the ribbing, do all that jazz, and then I will take a second set of needles, go in, put the heel in, so that then I can take the rest of the yarn and just do a couple rounds for the end of the cuff. Whoa, words are so hard for me today. I apologize. Apologize, everyone. Yeah, so these are August Mystery Yarn Club colors. I'm knocking it out of the park. 10s across the board for me for the Woolens And Nosh Mystery Club. This too is living in a beautiful sister bag. This one has bees all over it because you already know. All right, and the last thing that we are working on is another sample knit that I'm just cranking away. So because I was sick, I got a little bit behind on this project, which I'm a little bit bummed about, but it's gonna be all good. It will get completed, especially because I am plowing through it. So I didn't print out the cover photo, so I'll pop in a picture here. This is the Unbearable Hoodie by Garzon, and I'm keeping all of the wool in this lovely chip basket. I think this is the medium size. I love this thing. It's perfect for holding all the yarn, and yeah, keeping them separate because what I'm going to show you is color work. So Again, I'm using Le Garzon, and this is different base though. So this is the BFL Twist DK, and that is 100% superwash BFL wool. And that, the print is small, is 273 yards for 100 grams or 250 meters. So the colors I'm using for this are Meredith's Gray is my main color. And then I just don't want to get these. I'm going to keep them on their sides. That looks a little bit blown out. It's not that. That looks very pink. This is Kirby's Pink. And the last color is Abador's Water. So this I also used in the Almue shawl, or that color at least. Obviously it's a different weight. So where am I putting this? So here's where I am on that. I've started the hoodie and I'm about 8 rows out. Let me see how I can show this. I'm about 8 rows out from finishing the color work of this. And then once that's done, it's gonna be, you know, just like go, 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 go. Put some short rows in, separate for sleeves, and then stockinette city, finish those sleeves, get the body done, go back and do the hood. Luckily I've done a hood in the past, so I sort of know the construction of it, especially reading through the pattern. Anyway, it looks a little lumpy and bumpy if I'm not gonna lie, but when I smooth it out, it looks amazing. And I gave it like a light steam just because I wanted to make sure that it was gonna lay flat. Anyway, it will, especially once I soak it. So here, here's where I am right now. Oh my God. So, yeah. So the mane is, oh, it looks so cute. The mane is the bears, and then that Abador's Water is this top color here, playing with the Kirby's Pink, and that will also be the color of the hood. And then the rest of the sweater is gonna be this gray color. So it's got little bears, they're wearing little hats. And I wasn't sure, wait, I gotta find a better way to hold it. I wasn't sure if you'd be able to see the flowers because the gray and this like light, like bluish gray, they're very, like it's very low contrast. But just looking at them here on camera, you totally can. So that's gonna be really fun. So this has been great. This is about a week's worth of knitting. So like I said, I have about 8 more rows to go in the chart, and then we can just plow right along. I was really hoping that this would be able to go to the shop here at the beginning of the month, but it looks like now it's probably gonna be a little bit more toward the middle of next month, just because life and not doing much while I was sick totally got in the way of a lot of things. But where's my water bottle? But yeah, I'm happy with the progress that I have made. And if you've been here for a while, you know, like my color work journey has been a journey. And so I'm super excited that I feel a little bit more, well, sometimes a little bit more confident in doing color work projects. I do think that they are a lot of fun. I have a couple more that like I want to make for myself. Couple sweaters that I'm thinking about. Oh my gosh, speaking of which, okay, so I don't really get much like acquisition-y wise, or like things that I get, like those socks. It's a monthly club, cool. But I did get, and I also signed up for this and have for a couple, oh my gosh, has this been since 2020? That's crazy. But I did get the newest issue of Pom Pom magazine, or Pom Pom Quarterly, in the mail. And okay, let me be honest, the last couple I've been like, oh, there doesn't seem to be anything in here that I could make for myself. And then like I made the bag that I showed in the last episode for myself, and and there's something else that I want to make in there, not for me, but for my roommate, because she is super knit worthy. And so I felt the same way about this issue too, while I was looking, you know, while they were teasing the patterns that were going to be in it over on Instagram. But once I got the actual book in my hands, I was like, oh wait, I want to make like 4 things in this book for myself. One of which is, hold please, I just want to show this really fast because I think it's really dope. And it's, where is it? Oh my God. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this, so I'm just going to show you the sweater. But can you see that? It's gorgeous. And I love the little fringe. So fun. Chinook, maybe? Chinook Winds pullover? Possibly. Anyway. Alright, there's fun socks in here. I low-key want to make this bunkhouse too, which is this sweater with these baubles, and then they go on the sleeves. I think that's just obnoxiously fun, if I'm being honest. But the one that I think for sure I'm going to end up making, because like I realized what was going on, or I didn't realize what was going on. Then I realized what was going on. Then I had to read what yarn weight it called for. And I was like, okay, I definitely need this in my life. And it's the Prairie Skies by... I'm not going to butcher this person's name because I just am not. But it's going to be hard to tell here. It's a sweater, a V-neck sweater, but the top portion of it is crocheted little granny squares. And then you pick up, I'm gagged. You pick up to complete the sweater and it's knit. I have to have this in my life. I need to know how it's all constructed. I want to just like have something that's a little bit more open on top while I will be wearing a t-shirt underneath still. Yeah, I'm just like really fascinated by this. So I know it's DK, I believe. And I want it in my life. So once I'm done doing this test knit, getting another sweater, my yesteryears, if you all remember, that I had on the needles, getting that finished, because I want that done before the fall, before October. Sorry, I'm just looking to make sure that this is what I think it is. Yeah, it's DK. I want to start working on this. And I think I might possibly be going to, okay, so I saw online, sorry, I feel all over the place right now. I saw online that the Michigan Sheep and Wool was happening, and I didn't know it was like a, well, one, a thing, and two, that it was happening. And so then I had extreme FOMO, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's so close to me, like I should have gone to that, like, yeah, I should have gone to that. And so then I saw that there is going to be the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, and that's in a couple of weeks. And so I think I might head up there for the day to check that out over the weekend. That weekend, I think it's the 8th, 9th, and 10th of September maybe. So I'm thinking about driving up on that Saturday, do the festival, drive back in the evening. And so while I'm there, I'm hoping to find some nice rustic DK that I could make that sweater with, because why not? Yeah, so that's everything that's going on in my little world for right now. I'm so happy to be back with you all and to sit and hang out for a little bit. I feel like it's been forever, and you know, I thank everyone who has subscribed in the interim when I was not here, and for all the people that continue to come back. I know things have been a little, there's been a couple of gaps unexpectedly in between my posting, but I'm really hoping that I can get back to more of a regular scheduled program, especially since school is in now, and I think that my life will be a little bit more somewhat predictable. We shall see. Anywho, last thing is I want to do a music recommendation, as I do. I can't remember if I've shown this album before, but when I went back into the playlist, I didn't see any of the songs from this album in there, which leads me to believe two things. One, I haven't showed it before, and two, I could have showed it earlier on, but if you've been following the podcast and the playlist for a while, then you know that we had some trouble with people hacking into that playlist at one time. Things are fine now, so don't worry about it if you plan on joining. And they could only go back so far, so maybe they didn't go back far enough to restore the accounts or the playlist to where this was. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm going to recommend it to you now. So this episode's recommendation is Gabrial, Garzon, Montano, and the album is, I'm pretty sure I've shown this before, is Jardin. Love this. I was listening to it actually this week while I was commuting and forgot how much I loved this album. This was his second album, and some songs that I think that you all should groove out to from here are Crawl is really good. Bombo Fabrica is also really good, and let's say Fruit Flies. So there's a lot of garden imagery in the album, and yeah, he's great and has a Prince vibe to him. I know that's one of the people that he really looked up to. He's definitely one of those I play almost every instrument on the album type of people. Yeah, so go check out Gabriel, Garzon, Montano's Jardin. I love it. I'll drop those songs that I recommended over in the playlist once I'm done doing this. All right, you all. So that is it for me. I hope everyone is doing well, and you have been, if you are in summer, while it has been crazy, weather-wise, I hope that you at least have been able to enjoy some of what the summer has to bring you. And if it is not summer for you and you are in another season, I hope that's been equally as fun. Everyone's making all of the things. Keep the creative energy going. I know folks are gearing up, you know, here in the Northern Hemisphere, fall, people are really excited about it. I'm like, I want to hold on to summer as long as possible because I love summer, but I also do a craft that is made for the fall and winter. So while I am looking forward to it, I just like don't want it to be here yet. Anywho, the seasons are going to do what they do. All right, you all. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I will be back with another episode. Until then, remember, if you are new or if you've been here for a while, you can do all that fun YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to know when these episodes are going to be coming out. And until I see you all in the next one, make a piece, spread some peace. Peace.